Hello and welcome everyone to Slightly Doped. Once again I have come with a new video on Java programming. In today's video we shall discuss how to take input from the user. In Java, user input can be taken in two ways, either by using the scanner class or the buffered reader. So now we shall discuss how to take inputs of various data types by using the scanner class and buffered reader. But before that, I would like to discuss in short how to create an object in Java. Now, as you know, a class is a blueprint of an object. Let us consider that we have a class named car. Every class has some attributes or properties. For example, our car class may have attributes like mileage, cost, etc. Now we want to create objects of this car class. For example, Audi, BMW and Hyundai. Now if we want to create an object Audi of the class car, then we will have to perform three steps. First is the declaration. If we wanted to declare an integer variable, then we would write int a semicolon. Similarly, we will have to write car Audi. This part is called the declaration, where car, that is the class name, is used as a data type before the object name. The second step is called the instantiation. Here we have used the new keyword for allocating the object in the memory. And the third step is called initialization, where we have used the constructor of the car class to initialize the different attributes of the object. So our entire syntax looks like this. Car Audi equal to new car, then two parentheses and semicolon. So car is the class name, then is the object name, then keyword new, and finally the constructor car. Now you may wonder what is the meaning of a constructor. A constructor is nothing but a function with the name same as the name of a class that is used to initialize the different attributes of the object. Thus, we will use the constructor car for initializing the different properties for the different objects of the same car class. We shall discuss the concept of constructors in detail later on. But for now, I wanted to share the syntax for creating an object because it might be useful to understand the syntax of scanner and buffered reader later on. So now in my Eclipse IDE, I have created two classes. One is user input 1, where I shall discuss the scanner class, and user input 2, where I shall discuss the buffered reader. If we want to take input by the scanner class, then our first job will be to import the java.util package. Our Java Development Kit, that is JDK, contains a Java class library which has various useful packages for our different operations. So, if we need to use the different functionalities predefined in these packages, then we will need to import these packages in our program by using the import keyword. So for using scanner, you can import the entire java.util package by using the .star extension, or you can just import the scanner class by using .scanner. Here as usual, I have declared my class user input 1. Inside that I have my main method. Before we start taking interactive input from the user, that is input through the keyboard, we must initialize the scanner object. Like I had shown object creation, similarly, we shall create the object sc of the scanner class by using scanner sc equal to new scanner and in the bracket system.in. Since we want to take user input, we have used the standard input stream, that is system.in. So system.in will denote the input stream. There are various predefined functions that we will need to use depending on the type of the variable we want to take input. If we want to take an integer type input, then we will use the nextInt function. For long, we shall use the nextLong function. For float, we shall use nextFloat. For double, nextDouble. For string, we have to use either sc.next or sc.nextLine depending on how we want to use it. But for character, we do not have any separate function. We have to use the next function that we used for a string. But since we are using this to take a character input, we have to use the .caret function along with this. Caret function is used to return the character at a particular index of a string. So if we use caret 0, then it will return the first character of the string that we have given input. But for all these functions, we need to invoke them using the scanner object sc that we had created earlier. So first we shall use system.out.println enter roll number. This will ask the user to give the integer input. Now we invoke the nextInt function using the scanner object, and the integer value will be stored in an integer type variable, that is roll. Similarly, we shall take the long input by invoking the nextLong function with the scanner object and storing it in the long type variable index. The attendance percentage, which will be a float value, will be stored in the variable att of float type using the nextFloat function, and marks percentage, which will be of double type, will be stored in the double type variable marks using the nextDouble function. Now, if we want to take a string input using the next function, this method will only read the input till a space. That is, it will take the input till the space, and whenever it gets a space, it will stop working. So we cannot use the next function for taking inputs of strings that have a space within them. Thus, the escaping sequence for the next function is the blank space. And this method will place the cursor in the same line after reading the input. So after taking the inputs, I have just printed the values. That is string type name, then integer type roll number, long type index, double type marks, float type attendance percent, and character type grade. Now let us see the output of this program. So first, it asks us for the roll number input. Let me give the roll number as 12. Then it asks for an index number. Suppose the index number is 345562. Then it asks for the attendance percentage. Let it be 67.5. Then enter. Then it asks for the marks percentage. Suppose the marks is 89.2. Enter. Then the name. Let the name be Rohan De. So just after pressing the enter of Rohan De, it printed enter grade, but it did not wait for a character input, and it has printed the name as only Rohan. Why so? This is because if you remember, we had used the next function for string input. So the next function will take only the first word that is before this space as a string, and the cursor will wait here. So our string will store only Rohan. Just after string input, we had used the character input using sc.next.caret0. So our cursor was waiting here. The next string was they, and since we had used caret0, they have taken the first character D as our input in grade. So this is how next works. It will not work if we use a string which has a space in between. So what do we do if we want to take a string input with a space? Simple. We'll modify our code and instead of next, we shall use next line. Now let me check the output. Now it should print fine. So again, roll number 12, index number 345562, attendance percentage, suppose 67.4, marks percentage 89.3. Now it is not taking the name input. It has directly gone to grade. But it should not have happened. It should take the full input of a string along with the space, because that is how next line works. The next line method can read the input till we press the enter. That is, like in next, our escaping sequence was space. That is, whenever it got the space, it stopped. Similarly, in next line, our escaping sequence is the new line or the enter character. So it should have taken the full input. But why did it not take the input? Now, if you remember, before our string input, we had taken a double type input. Then we had typed the numbers 89.3, then pressed an enter key over here, and then the enter name was printed. But the next double function will take only 89.3 as the input. It will ignore the enter or the new line character we had pressed. Thus, our sc.nextLine will consider that next line character as its escaping sequence, and our string name will be an empty string. So if we want to remove this error, after this next double, we have to use an sc.nextLine. So after we press the enter, that new line character will be captured by this sc.nextLine, but since we have not assigned it to any variable like we had for the previous cases, this new line character will be lost. So let me check the output. Roll number 12, index number 654432, attendance percentage 67.5, marks percentage 89.2, name. Let me give the name as Rohan De. Grade is B. So our output is fine. Name Rohan De, roll number 12, index number this, marks this, attendance this, grade B. So if we want to take an input which has a space, we have to use next line. But if we want to take an input which has no space, sc.next will be sufficient. But we must be careful of the previous dangling new line characters before sc.nextLine. So this was all about my scanner class. Now we shall discuss about buffered reader. If we want to use buffered reader to take the input, then the first thing we must do is import the java.io package using the import keyword in our Java program. Then as usual, we have the class declaration, then our main method. However, we have an extra thing over here, throws IO exception. This throws IO statement is used to eliminate IO, that is input-output errors in the program, if any. It passes the report on the input-output errors to the exception handler of Java system. For using buffered reader, we have to create two objects, one of the input stream reader class, another of buffered reader. So first, input stream reader read equal to new input stream reader system.in, that is the input stream, and then buffered reader br equal to new buffered reader in the bracket read, that is the object we had created of input stream reader. We can combine these two lines together as buffered reader BR equal to new buffered reader, and then instead of read we have used the entire statement, that is new input stream reader system.in. So this is the syntax. In buffered reader, for taking a string type input, we will have to use the readLine function. This readLine function will be invoked by using the object BR, and the string input will be stored in the string variable name. For taking an integer input, our syntax will be like this: integer.parseInt br.readLine. Notice the capital letter in integer. When we have written the data type integer with a capital letter, it denotes that this is the wrapper class integer. The integer wrapper class wraps an int value in an object. This wrapper class provides various functions. One of them is used for converting the string value to integer. When we write br.readLine, it will return a string type value. Now we need an integer value, so what do? We shall use integer.parseInt to convert this string value to integer. Similarly, for taking long type input, we shall use the parseLong function provided by the long wrapper class, which will convert the string value provided by br.readLine to a long type value. Similarly, float.parsefloat in the bracket br.readLine for floating variables, and double.parseDouble in the bracket br.readLine for double variables. And for character, we use the br.read function, which will be explicitly type converted to a character type. Now let us check the output of this. Enter name Rohan De, enter roll number 12, index number 345562, attendance percentage 67.9, marks percentage 87.5, and grade B. So the output is perfect. It prints the name, roll number, index, marks, attendance, and grade. So this is how you take interactive user input, that is input through the keyboard, by using the scanner class or the buffered reader. In my future videos, I shall discuss various other concepts. Give us your feedback about these videos in the comment section and show us some love by hitting the like button. See you again in my next video.